Hey everyone. Okay. I am calm. Hi. Well. Anyway, how's it going? How's it doing? How's it doing? How's it going? I don't know. Okay, sige. I wanna play Starfield. Fuck this. Let's go. I wanna play Starfield. Oh my goodness, Converge. Why must you fuck me in the ass? Anyway. Let us play the thing. Ay, before pala. Ano yung... What was the extra quest line when you get the premium edition? Di ba there's like a quest line? Shattered Space Story expansion. There's an expansion. So it's like Fahaba. Okay. Boy. Is it showing? Yeah. Teka, mag-ano muna ako. I will announce to the world that I am streaming. Who's this guy? Is he subscribed to me? Cool. Teka. You're now eligible to create branded content. Who the fuck cares, bro? Who the fuck cares, Facebook? I'm slowly but surely killing my Facebook page. Live, laugh, love. But then again, it's the... Oh, wait. Is it showing the... Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Teka. Wait lang Ano oras na? 7:07. Fuck.
Suck on that ass, yo. I'm talking, yo. I'm gonna spread the ass apart, get my tongue in your ass, eating on your ass. So, yo, I'm eating on you, eating on you, eating on your ass. I'm eating on your motherfucking ass. I wanna see it, baby. Give me your ass, yo. The whole
Di na ako magtitweet.
I'm gonna eat it with my tongue.
Daming weird people sa Twitter. Anong yan? Fuck that shit. Work that ass so bad. Okay. Alright. G. Ay, nga pala. Work that ass so daddy. The targeting skill increases accuracy and range when found. To the town of Agrafree, rode a stranger when finding. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. Okay. Explore the lore. Ano kaya? Should we do... There's a mystery here. Tao City. Okay. Into the unknown. Travel to Aquila City. Okay. Yeah, we could do this one. The emptiness. Travel to Aquila City. Actually, no. Okay. Yeah, we could do this one. You see vigilance. Okay. Yeah. Tara. Let's go. Let's continue the quest line with the with the terramorph thing. Actually, can I fast travel to my ship from here? Hindi. To Sidonia every day. Yes. I'm tired of Sidonia. Yeah. So anyway, here's Wonderwall.
I don't suppose I have time for a nap before we leave?
All thrusters firing.
Wait, ito yun na. That's the Wonderwall. Because maybe we're gonna be the one that saves me. And after
Hell of a view from here.
What happened to... Lah, ano to? What happened? Why is it all black? Uh-oh. Why is it like that? Lah! Legit ba to? Or are we in like the dark side? Sige. Or is it because the sun is not... Okay, yeah, I think we're not... The sun is not facing us. Baka kasi gabi na dun. Maybe that's why it's dark. Oo nga pala. Anyway. Trader Atlas. Ito. Let's go!
Navigational feedback checks out.
Welcome
We're
to
in the right
UC
place.
Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. You are cleared to land at New Atlantis. Please enjoy your visit to Jemison.
Where are we going? Okay, meet Hadrian. Okay. No. The lodge? No. Okay, land. You can scan a ship to get detailed information about it. Oh, you could do that? But parang yesterday, I couldn't do that. I tried scanning a ship, pero it wouldn't give me details about it. Oh, hello. Okay. Woo!
Captain! Over here!
Hello. Who are you?
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
How's that work?
A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels, but there's no denying the fact we're inextricably linked.
Okay. Are there others in your program still out there? Other clones?
I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young. Training accidents and the like.
Damn.
But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines during the Colony War, and they never came back. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like with them still in it.
Yeah. Ve Victus must have been an impressive commander for the UC to want to clone him.
He would have happily told you he was one of the greats. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians.
Ah.
And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day.
Oh.
So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Okay. What did your father do to be executed?
He had his men open fire on civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne.
Why?
A battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the Colony War to an ugly end for the UC. But he's also the one who ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport during their outbreak, condemning countless lives.
Oh,
Both
man.
sides agreed the settled systems would be better without him.
You're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not yours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
So honestly, what are the risks of us accessing this data?
Eye strain from the amount of reading I've got on the horizon if we succeed. The Terramorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. They're deadly creatures, but they aren't xenoweapons. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than them handing over the files. That data itself isn't dangerous, which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity arise.
Okay. Any suggestions on what I should say?
Well, thinking about it more, I suspect there'd be value in sharing the fact that the Terramorph project was, well, a failure. There's no need to be afraid of this data being weaponized. Knowing that should calm some of the Cabinet's fears and make it easier for us to dispel any suspicions the other factions might have about our intentions.
Okay. Are you willing to tell me more about your father?
I mean, we never spent a lot of time together. He was too busy being Fleet Admiral to deal with kids. I was raised by a pair of Guardians instead. Until his defeat during the Colony War, though, he was known as an extremely effective commander. Savvy, perceptive. That mind opened a lot of doors for him. And for me too. But Victus, for all his ability, was heartless. Ruthless to a fault. In the end, that's what cost him his life.
Steve. Your eyes, they're red. Is that the result of the cloning process?
That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars. The Red Devils unit I was a part of, they were founded by recruits who'd worked some of Mars' deepest mines. Folks used to adversity. The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. The human eye included. Where the name Red Devils came from in the first place. It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up. The Devils were always talked about in such revered tones during my training, so as soon as I was old enough, I signed up. And the eyes were my parting gift.
I see. Actually, I need to go take care of a few things.
Come find me when you're done.
Meaning, quick save. And... Galbank. Siguro... Whoa, shaky. Shaky cam. Whoa. Okay. If I could steal whatever's in there, then I could steal it all. Taking it all.
Want to challenge your instincts and hone those corporate skills?
Wait lang ah. Or hindi. Ayan. And then this one. Ayan, perfect. Ay, tama ba? Ayan. So, click, clack. Welcome to your click, clack. Click, clack, welcome to your Kodak moment. Tapos, oh, shit.
I see you've done that before.
Oh. Shit. May bounty na ako. There. Okay. Sige, wag na. Yeah, quick save again, and then let's do this.
Still no word from the cabinet. Anything you wanted to discuss in the interim?
Actually, wait. Tanggalin ko yung suit ko. Yeah.
Still no word from...
Hey, let's go.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue.
That's us.
Here we go.
Wish us luck, my friends. Whee!
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Thanks. Choose floor, cabinet chambers. Hello! Hello, my friends.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report.
Yes.
You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Remind me what's kept in the archives.
All knowledge related to the technologies banned by the UC and the Freestar Collective after the Colony War resides in the archives, including the aforementioned Terramorph data you and Hadrian are after. I want to know what you, someone with less direct involvement in the Armistice, sees as the purpose behind granting said access.
We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible Terramorph apocalypse.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
Uh-oh.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Oh yeah. It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
I like him.
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Yeah. Yeah. If there's a chance on what happened on Tau Ceti could happen elsewhere, we need to grant the request.
I'm uncomfortable opening the archives without gathering more information.
Oh.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So if there are...
Oh shit. Wait a minute. Let this like Na-dislike tuloy ako ni ni Sarah Morgan. We shall repeat this.
Ah, welcome.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely. So now, we have two access to a request. Now, Captain, perhaps you could...
That's quite the leap. Madam President.
Yeah, I don't
while
like
no
this
one
guy
would
in
argue,
green.
They've been happening for to demand
Politician
we
to
hand
the
over
core.
back. Seems at best.
I would remind the Chief I would also ask,
Skip.
because if
Let's keep this... And while there should be no... Chief Yassine has a... I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain.
It wiped out the colony. That never saw it
That
coming.
is worth considering. This attack...
And that
but if
this
there's
guy I
another
like.
attack...
So then, Captain, given...
Personally, I would wait. We don't have yet enough information yet.
Agreed. We collect as much data as we can, then, when cooler heads prevail, we make an informed decision.
Yes, given what we've heard, I find myself in agreement, Captain.
No, the captain is precisely right. We could hardly be expected to make a galaxy-affecting decision on such scant evidence.
Yes, a fair assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we...
Whoa!
What was that?
Attention.
We should have a talk. When you have the time, of course.
Of course.
Facility lockdown engaged.
Uh-oh.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport.
Uh-oh.
Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God. There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture.
Can we take him
later.
down? Can we go?
Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am.
On it.
Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Let's go. Excuse me. Excuse me. Get out of the way. Come on.
You! The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
That's it. Now hit him with everything.
What's happening?
We're trying to help you!
What's happening? Electromagnetic beams.
Please! I can't stop!
Goodbye. Who's next?
Ow! Ay! Reloading! So, anong gagawin ko? Incapacitate the attackers.
Why?
Don't.
Get out of the way!
Cowards.
What's going on?
Thank you
for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
Uh-oh, are these like
don't
the
know.
Reapers in Mass Effect?
They were down at the port and they just started screaming.
Uh-oh.
We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Or are you suggesting Terramorphs can control someone's
I'm not
mind?
suggesting. It's documented behavior.
Oh, fuck.
The result of the projection, though, can vary wildly. Some folks just shrug it off. Others hallucinate. And some lose control altogether. They'll lash out at anyone around them, but still be aware while they're doing it. Those cases, you'll either need to knock them out with EM fire, or free them by killing the Terramorph.
Okay, so does this mean I need to worry about you turning on me?
I honestly was just wondering the same thing. But no, you don't need to worry about me. I've had a Terramorph try it on me before. I'm not susceptible. So we'll just have to make sure to watch out for each other down there.
Understood. Sounds like we need to hustle.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Understood. So, pwede palang pacifist run, ano? Oh, shit.
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move.
All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
Terramorph! You might back up. Don't just stand there. Good.
Whoa! Ay, putik. Ah! Eh?
Captain, you're going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. We have to put down that morgue.
Okay. It's getting a bit blurry down here. Oh, shit.
Down! Get down!
Ah! Konti na lang.
We made quick work of them, huh?
Okay. Whoa. I am getting dizzy.
Experts? We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the left. Barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more women. Close things down and do it fast. We hold them as best we can.
Understood. Speak to the fire team. Okay.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
You two have any experience with Terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
And you're sure you're not gonna you're not going to turn on us out there?
We're not afraid, but we'll stay here and hold the line if that's what you want. You're the experts.
Nah, we'll handle this. You two stay
Your
put.
call. We're on the line.
Yeah, kaya namin to. Suit up, boys and girls. Ay, mali. Tara. Asan yung terramorph that we took down?
Most people would be too squeamish to do that.
Something I'd like to discuss.
Yeah. There's a terramorph thingy happening, bro. Man. Where is it? Coming up. Trying to reload, bro.
Which one is going to kill you?
I don't know. Oh shit.
Think you can take me?
Surrounded. All around. No way out.
Help! Over here.
Okay, heal. Oh damn. Teka. Tayo. Ba't kaya ito yung ano? Oh, it's quicker to kill. Alright.
Join us in bliss.
Shut up, John Seed. This ain't Far Cry 5. You're in the wrong game. No one there. Shut up. Shut up, Randy Orton. Leave me alone.
What is this, a new surprise? Let's see how quickly it can be done.
Let's do this. There's another one. They're everywhere. You're not so fast. Not gonna last much longer.
Uh-oh. Oh shit.
Closer. Closer. Closer now.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
Alright,
It's
we're
over.
clear.
Thank God. If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we would have had an absolute massacre on our hands.
I know. Wait, can we finish with this thing first before we head out? before we do the thing that you want me to do?
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
Let it be Starfield. Oi. Hello, Joe. Musta? Y'all held the line. You're the heroes here, not us.
Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Right, ingat kayo lagi. President Abelio in the mass chambers. Gusto na, Joe?
The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
Pwede ba? Teka. Okay naman. Good. Let me just steal from the bank. Tapos, ano yung ito? Ay, mali. Ito. And ito. Tapos... Ay. Ayun. Oh, nice. Di tayo wanted. Let's go. Perfect opportunity. Maagang yaya sila Chaz mag-lead. Pero, I hate league pero meh. Tiisin mo na lang yan, Joe. Para bukas hindi ka na maglalaro ng league. Tiisin mo na yan. Kasi tomorrow, ano na yan, magiging MIA ka na. Alam na yan kung bakit. Alam natin yan kung bakit MIA ka. Matic na yan. Wait. Or ito? Tapos, ito? Kaya nga eh, para di magtampo na hindi ko sila kasama. Eh may, so hindi ka magli-league ngayon? Or hindi ka magli-league ngayon? Or magli-league ka pa rin? Tomorrow sila magli-league? What? Wait, I'm confused. Plano nila tomorrow sila mag-league. Tama ba? Okay. Para hindi sila magtampo tomorrow kung bakit ako wala. Matik na yan. Alam na nila yan. Kung aangal sila, that should be their problem, not yours. Wah. De, joke lang. Sige lang, Joe. Mag-ano ka lang dyan. League well. Ano ba ito? Paano natin pagkasyahan to? Ito. And then, ito. Ito. Nope. Or see, by the way, just between you, me, and the other person watching, I came into contact ulit with Aika. Bakit? For what reason? Bakit? Ano meron? Ano meron sa inyong tatlo? Oh my gosh, ang hirap nito. Wala lang. Nagka-chat lang kami sa Steam chat. And then sa stream din niya. Oh. Okay. As long as I don't know, as long as happy kayo sa ano. As long as you two are completely fine with chatting with one another, who am I to No contact kami for a year kasi may something happened pero ngayon chill naman. Okay. That's good. Wait, I'm trying to figure out paano ba tong Sorry figure out ko pa rin to pa. Paano to? And then Teka, saka. Okay, that's good, Joe. Oy, hello, Misan. Diyan ka pala. Kamusta? Kamusta na kayo dyan? Kamusta ka na dyan? And then, I need 3 slot? Hindi. Paano ba to? Eto? Hindi eh. Yan. Tapos, eto? Oh, there. Sakto. And, bang. Tapos, and eto. Oh, there it is. Isa pa. OTS life? Damn. Damn, that sucks. OTS life. Teka. And then ito. No. Hindi eh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 5, 7. Okay. Ganyan. Tapos... Oh, there! Oh, shit! Mali. Undo. Sige, pwede ba mang auto-stop? Ayun, okay. And then, yung tatlo. Wait. Ito pala. Yun, tama. Okay. Lurk lang me here, may kwento ka pa, Joe. Oy! Ano ba yan, Joe? Kwento mo na. Sige lang, Joe. Kwento mo lang yan. While fini-figure out pa lang to paano to i-ano. Maybe like this? Hindi. Ayun! There we go. Nice. In-game. In-game. Aga namatay ako. Oh, damn. Kwento ka na, Joe, para di ako maboard dito. Ay, grabe to si Misa, nababoard sa stream ko. Grabe. Sorry na. Nababoard ka pala sa stream ko. Outs. I am hurt. Grabe ka.
They said you're free to come and go.
Okay.
That's
Sorry.
Thank
Sorry
you.
na.
Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Heroes were minted
there
down
you
at
are.
that spaceport.
I believe
That includes you.
we have some things we should discuss.
The next time terrormorphs rear their ugly heads, the UC is going to be ready.
Yes.
Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today.
Yeah, ako nanonood.
As well as
okay.
an apology. Your concerns about the terrormorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
I take my gratitude in credits, real estate, or luxury goods. Hindi, okay lang.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, after today's events, the cabinet has decided to revisit its previous decision. We will be supporting your collection of the terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks.
Nice.
But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Oh, hell yeah.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now.
You're looking at
the
me.
cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Hey. If you're sure that's the wisest course of action?
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data.
Oh.
So, will you help us?
Can I get a hell yeah? And what do I get for being a UC citizen?
It has its perks. Only citizens can purchase property in the city. We also pay reduced prices on most goods and services across the UC.
Nice.
There's also a credit disbursement when you first join. Help get you on your feet. But above all, you'd become a dedicated part of the greatest faction in the galaxy. If you're willing to help us,
the NWO?
We can open that door.
Can I get a oh hell yeah?
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we of course won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall.
But I
and
need
on
the other
behalf
two
of the
first,
whole
right?
of the United Colonies,
Oh, okay.
you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
What happened at the
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a
There are
plan
so many
together for that
different
data.
groups across the sun systems. It's hard to keep up with all the work they're doing.
Can y'all stop talking at once? Okay. Okay. So... Deputy McIntyre. O sige, si ano. Parang ganito lang kasi magka-small fight. Small fight lang kasi kami last year. Nang na-attack pagkatao ko. Kaya ever since then, hindi na kami nag-usap. Pero ngayon lately, okay naman kami. Wait, yun ni ano? Ni Aika? Nag-away kayo?
I have an important personal decision to make, but I need to discuss something with you first.
What is it? Have I done something wrong?
No, not at all. This is something that's been weighing on my mind for a long time. I was hoping if I talked about it with you, I could get your opinion. That's all.
Okay. If it will help you decide, I'm here to
Phew,
listen.
thank you. So, where to start? Before I was with the Navigator Corps, I was career military, part of the United Colonies Navy. When the Colony War broke out, I was posted as the chief navigator on a warship, the Dauntless.
That's pretty close to captain, right?
In my case, I was third in command, which has a lot to do with the story. There was a particularly bloody battle. We were fighting over a world in the Eta Cassiopeia system.
Oh, Cassiopeia.
Worst fighting I'd ever seen. We lost 12 ships that day. 12. Including my own.
Yeah. Why the Cassiopeia system?
Economic reasons. Several of the worlds in the Cassiopeia system were mineral rich. Both sides wanted to drop refinery outposts on the surface to bolster their supply.
If it is too difficult for you, we don't have to continue.
No. This is important. I need to tell you this.
Okay.
The ship was barely intact. The captain and first mate died the previous day, which put me in command. A shrewd captain would have called for the crew to abandon ship, but I was so angry. I wanted to stay. I needed to fight.
Despite the damage, your ship still had the ability to fight.
The Dauntless was a tough little ship. No shields and the hull was breached, but it still had power. And weapons. That's why I remained in the battle. Huge mistake.
Honestly, I don't know what I would have done.
Well, I didn't have the luxury of indecision. I had to act.
Oo nga naman.
We fought for hours, but the damage was fatal. I gave the order to abandon ship and the crew piled into the escape shuttle. As the shuttle launched, I could see it was damaged. I heard screams before the radio cut. And last thing I saw, they were spiraling helplessly towards the planet's surface. There was nothing I could do.
The Dauntless was too far gone to save
The
your
ship
crew.
barely had enough power for comms and life support. All I could do was watch them die.
Why weren't you on the shuttle with them?
It was my duty as acting captain to be the last person to leave the Dauntless. We had more than one escape shuttle available. So, I elected to wait
Bukas pa
until
misa
they
yung
were
yung Starfield for Xbox Game Pass. Teka. Pass is pass. Joe, it's past. Ayan, past. Xbox Pass. Oh. Yeah, Joe, naglaro na ngayon. I'm sorry you had to go through all
You're
that.
sorry. For me? If I hadn't been so stubborn, so eager to prove that I could handle command, my crew would have had more time to escape.
What did your superiors say about your
My
actions?
superiors? When the dust settled, the United Colonies gave me a medal.
What?
Can you believe that? A damn medal. I never even had a chance to find the shuttle wreckage and give my crew a proper burial.
How'd you get off the Dauntless?
After I checked every section of the ship for wounded crew, I took the other escape shuttle. If I hadn't, I would have died. The Dauntless came apart minutes after I escaped.
Starfield ko bukas pa ako. Si Vic kasi yayamanin sa premium. Siyempre, pag may gusto, go na kaagad. Diba? Tama si Misa. Tama si Misa. Screenshot that and print it and put it on a wall.
Bad luck. That sounds familiar. Remember when you said no one but me would have pushed harder to keep the Navigator core going? Well, this time, pushing too hard cost lives. Don't you get it? Everything I do, everything I touch, somehow falls apart.
Huh?
That's why I'm worried about us.
Worried about us?
Look, it's clear the two of us are becoming more than partners. We're becoming close friends.
More
Even
than
though
that,
I've
actually.
pushed people away in the past, I feel different when I'm around you. I feel safer, comfortable.
Oh.
Not afraid to admit who I am. I'm terrified I'm going to screw that up.
Don't worry, I'm here for you every step of the way. Yo.
After everything you've heard, all my stories, you still have faith.
Of course,
No
Dutch
one's ever
Vandalin.
cared about me this much.
Always.
Not even Aja.
That's because I'm Oshi. Yes.
You know, I've spent a lot of time thinking about us. About our relationship. How we've clearly become close. I practiced what I was going to say when the moment was right, and now that it's here, my mind's gone blank. Look, you deserve the best. Someone who can give themselves to you entirely. But right now, I have too much baggage. Too much on my mind. I hope you'll forgive me for pushing you away. I just need time.
No. Putang ina.
These orders can't be. Yes. Yes, sir. Consider it done.
I cannot pin. Sige. Hindi, sabi ko print, not pin. Sige, I will pin it. Teka. Siyempre, pag may gusto, go na agad. Tama. Denied. Ano nga ba?
Denied.
Putang. Sorry. So far so good pa naman, Game of the Year na ba? Hindi, Final Fantasy Well, we'll see. Kasi sabi daw it gets better with time eh. Pero we'll see. I cannot win. Best romance. Discord ba galing yun? Ang alin? Siguro kung meron ka pang ibang stuff, siguro baka accepted ka niya. Baka.
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command.
Okay.
I
Hello.
heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also
Yung
told
denied mo
the President
sa
wants
Hindi,
us to get you
YouTube
into the
lang.
Armistice archives ASAP. So, we've got no time to waste. You know what the archives are, correct?
A bit. They're the repositories for all the band data.
Someone paid attention in current events.
No joke, plot
then you
romance
also know
yan.
that it was originally managed by the three
Ang
major
nagawin ni Vic,
galactic
denied na
players.
siya.
Access to the archives is only
Plot
granted
pa
in
lang yan,
cases
plot.
of dire emergency and requires a one-time use code from each of the three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince two people, the ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun, to hand over their codes.
Okay.
Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
What can you tell me about these codes? Can we forge them?
No. Each is a strip of several million random numbers generated on the fly based on biometric
Ayun pala, it
keys
was a
kept
canon
by
event.
each of the
Uy.
ambassadors on their person at all times. They're impossible to create without those keys, and
May
those
route.
keys stay with the
Harem.
ambassadors.
Harem.
Meaning, we're accessing nothing if we can't get
Oo
them
nga,
on our
Misa,
side.
mag-subscribe ka na. Naka-discount pa naman ang subscription ngayon. May mga route yan. You'd think they'd be clamoring to help after the spaceport
I
attack.
couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate. And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative. But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varoon?
FC. Restart Collective.
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
Paano si Tifa
Now,
dyan?
officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her. Use your
But
experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing.
Mission complete, and how? They're gonna tell stories about this one, boss.
Thanks, Joe, for the sub.
But my suspicion is
Thank
we're
you,
going to
thank
have
you.
to rely on other tools to get her code.
Other tools? Alright. Tell me about the other tools.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
Oh.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage. But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
Understood.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Report suggests there's a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for intel. Maybe even convinced to work with you.
Any other things I should avoid doing inside the embassy?
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
Nag-sub ka, or parang may nag-gift ata sa'yo before. Walang Gcash. Pero may card. Pa-load na, oo. Hindi, meron siyang Gcash. Wala lang siyang, payment method. Kasi walang Gcash. But I think meron. Or I think may card.
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
Random yun eh. Hindi, I think when you gift, I think you could gift a specific person. I think may choice yun eh. Either random or specific. That's all the info I need.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
Understood. Tell me about Balmore.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varoon retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests.
Paano ka nakabayad kung wala kang Gcash?
Real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varoon thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Okay. Why? What's wrong with House
Well, these
Varoon?
days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Varun Zealots,
Last
a
tong extra money.
fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed
ba't
behind when the rest
so-
retreated
okay.
into seclusion,
I appreciate the
want
sub, pero
nothing more
why?
than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the great serpent in the
Pang-data ko na
sky.
yung 90
But
pesos.
that hasn't
Oh my
always been the
goodness.
case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a real run at trying to normalize relations with the rest of the galaxy. It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations. But then, without warning, they left, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
Okay. I'm sure he can be reasoned with. House Varun are people just like us.
Well said. There's no reason to assume they're any worse than us, despite their cultural beliefs.
Of course. But there is another wrinkle. We're not 100%
Utang ka sa
sure
coworkers
Balmor is
mo muna,
actually
sabihin
still
mo may
alive.
papasubscribe si
His public
friend
appearances
Didmon.
were always rare. But it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Insects?
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
Okay. Well, what kind of life signs did you detect?
The Varun delegation brought more than a few of their native flora with them when they set up in the embassy. It seems those plants have been allowed to flourish, making it hard for us to verify what's flora and what's ambassador.
Oh. Wait, has no one actually been inside the
embassy is still legally House Varun's sovereign territory, so we're not technically permitted inside. We've snuck in the occasional spy, of course, but the ambassador has proven more evasive than you'd expect for a man of his age. But we're quite sure he hasn't left the city. The man stands out.
Why? Is he tall? What if I do if he's dead?
Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin, if we can ever find them. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Okay. BRB, need back to laro muna. Sige lang. Oh. Here's hoping we're not chasing a corpse.
It would at least be a speedier negotiation. But I, of course, hope the ambassador is alive and well. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Okay. Sige. I'll be right back real quick. Mag-ano lang ako. CR lang ako. BRB. Real quick. Yeah. Ay, I forgot to mute my mic. Okay. BRB. Ano? Ay, sarap na kwentuhan natin dito. Bukas na lang, Joe. Oh, bukas na lang. Dalhin mo na lang yung PC o kung ano man device yan sa opisina mo. Tama. Ah, hindi. Di ba mag-VL ka bukas, Joe? Kasi umaga yung mag-release yung Starfield. Anyway, BRB. IVL for star. Oh, tama. Tamang, ano yan? Tamang VL lang yan. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah. Okay, natanggal ka na yung bear. Okay. G. So, I don't think we'll be needing the suit, so tanggalin ka na. Tanggalin ka na yung suit. Okay. Let's go back to Tuala's office. Sige lang, Misa, lurk well. Lurk ka lang dyan. Ingat tayo lagi. Wait, kung bukas Starfield, ano yan? Big demo. Premium edition. Pre-order ako, so I have 5 days early access. Technically, no Friday ang release ng early access. Tas tomorrow yung full release niya. Kasi I spent 5,000 pesos. 5,000 pesos for early access.
I asked my boss what they're doing at Starfield.
I'm sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs office before I can set foot in there.
You gotta be kidding me. It's plumbing, not a peace treaty. It could
5K, yeah, worth 5K. Mon, so far so good.
Fine, I'll begin the process. Wouldn't want to withhold a chance for more red tape from the great UC.
Worth 5K? Hindi pa, pero we'll still see. Hello.
Down with the FC! The Free Star Collective. Bye.
Bye. Free Star Collective Embassy. Hola.
You are a visitor? You're good. Proceed inside.
Thank you. All-time greats na ba? We'll see when we get there. Titingnan natin. Or ano to? Ooh, is a bed.
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective. But you lead, and I'll follow.
Okay. So, anong gagawin ko? Acquire the archival code. Hello. Who are you? Ba't ka nakatayo
It's
ka
good
lang
to
dyan?
be back at the embassy.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Terramorphs? As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Yes, I do. Captain Diana Dimagiba Holmes, UC Vanguard. You and I need to talk, Ambassador.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called
Kaya
about.
nga eh.
The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport.
Yes, ma'am.
You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives.
Tara niya eh.
Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants Terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
Joe, bagay kayo. Kaya nga eh. You heard correctly. We need access to the archives.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours and go?
Shall we? Please, Ambassador, just listen to what I have to say.
You're really gonna push this?
Yes.
All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me.
He has a big mouth.
Understood.
Uy, grabe big mouth. Ano? Ba't ayaw?
I'm listening.
Okay. The Terramorph Xeno Weapons project was a failure. That knowledge isn't dangerous. Actually, may auto-persuade naman ako.
The cost of being wrong is a high one.
Okay. The Terramorph Xeno Weapons project was a failure. That knowledge isn't dangerous.
You know that for sure. That is interesting.
Big Mouth can fit anything. Grabe. Huh? There are lives at stake here.
I suppose you might be right. Easy to lose sight of the big picture sometimes. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once, you get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
That's way too much.
I'm sorry if you don't like the offer, but I refuse to be the person who lets such dangerous information be misused.
Okay, fine.
Excellent. Follow me.
Balik na nga ako sa work. Oh, sige lang. Balik ka sa work, well. Ang bagal ko talaga
Guests can make themselves comfortable in the lobby.
Why are we here in the kitchen? Kitchen ba to? Oh. What is this? Can I kill her?
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
Nice. Okay. House Varun. Si Varun naman. What's this? Meron dito. What's in here? Oh, it's a safe. Star Roamer pack. Ooh. Teka, diyan ka lang. Yan. Personal groomer. Bandages, Heart Plus, safe. Magnanakaw. Hindi tayo naman. Ala, paano to? Okay. Tapos pag ganyan, then pag ganyan. Walang ano?
Let me know your way around the lock.
Walang cash. Cash money. Okay. Let's go. Hello. Wait, daming food. What is this? Advanced nutrition. Ah, okay. Vending machine. Okay. Ooh. Napauwa ako sa ano? Sa locked vent. Ooh. What is this? What is this? Okay. So, House Varun. The archival code.
I had this graph jump once, and...
Huh? Ah, ito yung House Varun. Ba't tagong-tago? The fuck? Yan si Sarah. Grabe, tagong-tago yung ano. Side entrance. Okay, oh my. What happened here? Nangyari dito? House Varun Embassy. Uh-oh. Teka, I might need to wear my suit. Just in case lang.
This isn't what I expected at all. It appears the flora they were using as decor has overgrown the entire embassy.
Oh, security computer. Oh, may digipic. Oh, okay. For what? Bakit nagdi-digipic? Tapos ito. Tapos update friend foe stat settings. Recalibrate, remove combat inhibitors. Will treat any nearby. Oh. Recalibrate. Protect current user. Okay. Hello. Okay. Whoa. Whoa, hold on just a minute, wait lang. Deactivate turrets. Okay. Oh lord. Oh!
I've never seen a tree like this before in my entire life. It'd actually be more fascinating to find anything useful.
Oh! I-attack ba ako nito? Ow! Oh yeah, I did attack me. Oh. Out of here. Living quarters local systems computer. Hindi. Ito or pag ganito. No. Ayan. And then ayan, ay. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. 3 by 3. So ayan. There we go. Okay. Tapos Ito. Robot control, update friendful, recalibrate friendful. Yes. Activate unit. Whoa! Hello. Excuse me. Padaan po. Oh, there we go. Hey! Ow! Ow! What the hell? Oh, may mga turrets. Okay. Hindi pa rin yan. Oh my gosh. Whoa! Ow! Nakailang digipick na ako nito naiirita na ako. Nakairita na. A bit. Tapos no. Ito siguro. Hindi. Yan. And then paano kaya to? Kailangan natin ng big brain nito Hindi rin eh. Tapos 1, 2, 3, 4. I am in confusion. Okay. Tapos, ito. Oh! Okay. And then, ito. Hindi. Ito. Ayun, there you go. Okay.
Make sure you check every entry. There might be some embedded data we could use to our advantage.
No signal. Useless din pala. So where is it? It's upstairs? Ano meron dito? Oh, inaccessible. Fucking hell. Oh! Oh shit. Ay! Over-encumbered na ako. What? Ang bilis naman nun. Ang bilis naman na over-encumbered ako. Oh, it's locked. Oh my gosh, ang dami naman to. This is getting ridiculous. Hindi. Ito. Tapos...
This is a raid!
Uy!
Nobody move! Everybody up against that wall!
Uy! Hello, Ninang Stefa. Thank you for the raid. Hello. Kamusta? How's your stream? Oh shit. Ah! Daddy, hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the raid. Teka. Give me 5 seconds. Okay. Hello. Hello, Ninang Stefa. How are you? How was your stream? Kamusta? Anyway, yeah, my name is Victor47 Cross. I am a variety streamer, and right now I'm playing Starfield, the latest game that's gonna come out tomorrow, actually. So yeah, having a lot of fun playing Starfield. It's a great game. Kamusta? How's Starfield? Ito. Actually, it's really fun. Actually, yeah, it's actually really fun. Grabe. I am trying to hack my way through these, thingies muna. And bang. Deactivate turrets. Okay. Recalibrate friend-foe settings. Okay. Yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. Oh. Demons? Uh-oh. Ala. So yeah, how was your stream, Ninang Stefa? How was your stream? Thank you for bringing your community over. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it talaga. Kamusta? How's everyone doing today? How's your Tuesday? How was your Tuesday? Must eliminate. Okay naman, finished a lot of things on Genshin and Honkai Star Rail. Nice. Good job. Oh shit. Ow. Oh shit. Ow. Ako.
Might as well take what we can.
Approach the stranger. Nice. So ngayon, the mission is because there was a terramorph attack in a planet that's supposed to not have any terramorphs. Ngayon, I'm trying to get all the 3 factions to come together and give me the data that I need to prevent it from happening.
What seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
Okay. I will come. Ah, no. But may cake. Cake ba to? Ah, see. Okay. Wait, can we talk?
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate
And your security
persistence.
systems. Don't forget
I
about
suspect
that.
the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge, and then silence.
And then silence.
Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
Is that what happened here? A power surge?
I take it you didn't have such an experience where you were then, hmm?
No.
Yes, the entire embassy was thrown into lockdown, trapping me in my quarters, disabling the Venom tree's filters, and arming the defenses.
Ah,
A
kaya
disconcerting experience, to say the least. Was the rest of the city spared?
Did you say that thing pouring out clouds upstairs is called a venom tree? Is it poisonous?
Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment.
Oh, okay.
But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand?
Yes. The spaceport is in rough shape, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport.
That's right.
A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code.
Mm-hmm.
So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
Teka. Can I quick save? Baka I might need to persuade.
Am I correct then? You require...
Yes, correct. We're going to use the data in the archives to better understand and stop these attacks.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
Knowledge can't be evil. What about the knowledge of, say, gunpowder?
A fine counterexample, responsible for the deaths of millions on ancient Earth. And fireworks? Absolutely capable of being put to violence, but not evil in itself. And here you are with a similar conundrum. I might be willing to support you if I knew I would not be tarnishing the legacy of House Varun by doing so.
You have my word. I'll make sure it's used for good.
As the chair of Constellation, I take personal responsibility in vouching for this woman's integrity. She'll keep her word.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
Hey, I'll turn off my flashlight. Flashlight pala ako sa kanil. Go on.
Let's hope it still works.
Whoa. Oh, I can steal it all? Exterminator pistol. Take all. Sige.
Carrying enough clutter there, or should we find some more?
Oh, are you done?
Let it be used for good.
Thank you. Teka. Safe steal from master. Ano? Antique videotape? Oh no. Personal computer. Okay. Alright, we're done. House Varun store key. Maybe he has it. Mali. Ooh. Credit stick. Okay. Thanks for the help, mister. Sayang di ko makuha yung storeroom key card. Okay, let's get out of here. How the hell do we get out of here? Alam ko I cannot fast travel kasi over encumbered na ako. No, not here. Through here. Teka. Eto. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, may loot din pala dito. Oh, blue UC leather jumpsuit. Okay. And first floor. Oh, daming peeps bigla. Yeah, may nag-raid si Ninang Stefa. The Ninang Stefa raid pala to. Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, hello raiders. Hello Joe, kamusta? How's your league? Auto saving. Okay. Hindi nga pala ako makaano no. Should I call this? The hell happened to you? Hindi ako Stel? I mean fast travel. That's what I was gonna say. Okay naman, mabuti dumating na si Pat para mag-sub ako sa kanya. Uy, nice! Nice. Wait, saan yung ano? I need some place to drop and sell all this loot. Kailangan mag-sell tong loot na to. Wait lang. Baka ngayon bahala na. Baka small value tapos pahinga. Tama yan. Bukas you have to be up early kasi alam ko 6 AM ang ano.
Gorgeous weather today, huh?
Hello.
Chief Diplomat.
It's amazing to think that this tree predates New Atlantis. Can you imagine all the changes it's seen?
Tama yan, Joe. Para tomorrow you'll be up early for Starfield. Saktong-sakto you'll be up early. Hello Trish. How are you? By the way, just between you and me, try ko kaya balikan si A. Balita ko single na siya ngayon. Joe, ang dami mong A. Sino ba sino ba? Cause there's Anna. Oh wait, no, hindi na ako magsalita. Pero yeah, there's 3? Yeah, there's 3. There's the one from Luxembourg, there's the one that we met sa Shaw Boulevard, and then there's the other one who's the streamer. So you have to be more specific kung sino ano. Recently talked about. Okay. Ikaw. Working na. Sige lang Trish, work well. You recently talked about sa complete ko na ang anniversary. Oo nga na-complete mo na yung anniversary. So ano, if you were to ask me if pupush mo siya, I say ikaw bahala.
Got a call someone's power kept going out. Know what it was?
But you can still hear my stream. Okay. Hello.
I haven't. I'm sure you already. Only the finest collection of armaments in the settled systems.
Bahala na. I mean, ikaw. Ikaw yung ano. It's up to you. It's your choice. Kasi in the end, parang it's still, para ba? How do I say this? Parang choice mo yun eh. On what you want. What you want. What you really want. Okay. Time to sell. Sell all my guns. Ito. Yeah. Okay. Tapos yung ammo, since I don't use lasers and excuse me, and shotguns, particle things. Okay. 7765. So 776511. Okay. 7765 and 11. Okay. $11 65. Ano yung MIRA? MIRA 65 and 77. Okay. Yep. Thank you. I now let the wind take me where I go. Pero heavy blow pa din sa akin yung recent one. Heart and mind still hurts. Kaya yeah, kaya nga. That's why I said it's up to you to make that decision. Kasi
just by walking through that door, you've shown you make good decisions. I like that about you.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's totes up to you. Kasi hindi ko rin masabi kung anong mangyayari.
You're here because you need something you can connect with. Something you can count on. Am I right?
Am I right? Reflex sight. Tayo ka mag-suppressor, dude. Tayo ka mag-suppressor. Stability, long
There's
range.
nothing that ensures personal safety and security the way a firearm can.
Encumbered pa rin ako. Oh my gosh, encumbered pa rin ako. Bakit kaya? Bakit kaya? Apparel. Ito yung resources? Bakit the resources? Okay. Pwede ka ba siya yung, I don't think I can sell resources to her. Ang speed ko kasi, tangay na, marupok ang puta. Well, at least you learned your lesson. Basta you learned your lesson from your previous encounters. If you learned your lesson, and you think kaya mo na, di ko.
The following is a public service message to anyone residing there.
Ano kaya? Should I drop off my resources on?
Keep it moving.
Look. Sige. I will go back to my ship tapos drop off ko yung mga resources ko. So yeah, I think yung advice ko, well, actually with anything in life, is to assess yourself. Tapos if this is not your first time, then wag mo na lang if this is not your first time, tas you've made mistakes on your previous attempt, try to learn from it.
Response to the terror attacks.
On the record? What response?
Tsaka if you feel that you're ready,
You needed something?
if you feel that you're ready, edi go ahead. Pero if you're not ready, don't force yourself. Yun lang masasabi ko. Spaceport. The wise words of Master. Yeah. And do as I say, not as I do. Kasi I also don't follow what I say on stream. Whoa. Asan nga ba yung ship ko? Ayun. Over there.
It's written up at work again. I'm so close to getting back.
I'm so close. Pero yeah, yun lang masasabi ko about the...
You're out there a lot, right? In space.
Yeah, just lang. Ingat lang lagi and just take care of yourself. Don't force yourself to do something ridiculous. Kasi buti ka pa, you have another.
So,
if you think you have
where
another
to
shot.
next?
Oh. Wait, ito na yung ship ko? Ito. Okay. Weapons. Hindi. Inventory. Resources. Store all resources. Ayan. Oh my gosh, ang dami kong resources na napulot. Kaya pala. Lodge key. Okay. Oh my gosh. 70-9200. Kaya pala ang dami kong okay.
Is that something you might be interested in?
Sige lang. What is it?
Hey. I thought you'd never ask. Here.
Nice. Lubricant.
Maybe another time.
Lubricant root.
Greetings, Captain.
Greetings. Sige lang. Sige, I think we should
You will
go
be
back na
scanned
to
as you enter the city. Please keep moving.
Mass District, the Lodge.
Okay. No bounty. You're clear.
Okay, fast travel. Mass District ka, no? Yeah, I think. I think not. Yeah, I think so. Oh, hello, Sarah. Ay! Interstellar Affairs?
Captain, can I help you?
Interstellar Affairs. We did it. We got the thing. Ano ba yun?
Hey.
Hey. Hello.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore?
Yeah.
We're all in agreement.
Yeah. Code pieces from House Varun and Freestar collected and ready to be deployed.
So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Can't guarantee that, but sure. The Armistice Archives. Authorized personnel. Tuala.
Keeping the skies safe out there?
Yeah. Trying my best. Ayan, Armistice Archives. Here we go. Ito na pala yun.
After the UC Navy's defeat at the Battle of Cheyenne by the Freestar Collective's ragtag fleet, both sides decided the time had come to bring the colony war to an end. So, the two parties came together to negotiate the terms of the armistice. Fleet sizes would be capped, mechs and xeno weapons outlawed.
Mechs outlawed, pero may mga mechs kay House Varuna. Oh. We recall the cost of unfettered war. We stand as the bulwark of peace.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules.
Okay.
Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
Where? Ito. This is UC.
Unlock it. You may proceed, Captain.
Thank you. Ooh. This is all the archive of all my streams. No, joke lang. Unit 18. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Alright, so where are we going? Return the data. Oops.
Here on Vanguard Business?
Yeah. Okay. Interstellar Affairs.
Howdy.
There you are. Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Hey, here you go.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready.
Is the answer to stopping more attacks really in here? Eto, I made someone a promise, Adrian. Can you assure me this data will be used for good?
Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Ooh.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Okay.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
You're on Mars. Oh my, I am becoming a citizen. Oh.
Yes? What?
Yeah. Dude, get out of the way. Ayun. Saan na sila? Okay.
Hello.
Follow me.
Excuse me.
Whoop.
This requires a little more pomp. It won't take long.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
What's happening? Oh my goodness. Bug.
Hello.
There you are.
Hello.
Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to
Sige lang,
transfer the
Joe,
documents to
DRD.
the Major, she and I have been
DRD, wow.
discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. So
Okay.
whenever you're ready.
Is the answer to stopping more attacks really in here?
You're carrying the most comprehensive collection of information on terramorphs in the known universe. Certainly doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but we're not gonna...
I made someone a promise, Adrian. Can you assure me this data will be used for good?
Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage.
Okay.
So with the data out of the way, we've been... The Red Devil's headquarters. Though it sounded like the...
Indeed.
Then I guess we'll see you on...
Captain,
okay.
If you'll follow me.
Sure. I will block the way. Glory to mankind.
And my mother wanted me to be a doctor. A doctor?
Doctor? Oh, we're back here again? Ay. Oh. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Look at this view.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
This doesn't mean I can't be a citizen elsewhere, does it?
It doesn't. We don't really care where else you might have been or might become a citizen. Once you earn your place in the United Colonies, it's yours.
Okay, I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
I will.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen.
Yeah.
Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation.
Let's
We'd
go.
also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property.
Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position.
Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs.
Who is it?
And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name.
So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
Wait. Ask me by name? What are you talking
I'm
about?
sorry. I can't share any more without your word. Do I have it?
Yeah, I'll take it to me.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Ooh! Oh yeah. The devils you know? Subsection 7. Okay. Nice. Sick.
What? Oh. Sorry.
Subsection 7. Oh. Meron dito. This feels like
in New Atlantis almost my entire life, and I had no idea this place even existed. The UC certainly excels at keeping secrets.
I don't know, this feels like an ambush.
Logging authorized entry, unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
I'll be fine. You go on ahead.
Uh-oh. This feels like an ambush. I don't know, Chief.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
Okay.
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
No. Can't say I do.
I'm Francois Sanon.
Wait.
But most know me as Victus.
Wait, I thought you're dead.
I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes. But the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here. A sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
So the UC faked your death?
One final act of rebellion by the leadership that lost the Colony War. The trial was authentic. I faced tribunal with dignity. But my execution injection that was anything but. The cabinet at the time, long gone now, wished to keep me on as an advisor. And considering the other option, I was in no place to refuse. So I elected to trade my freedom for my continued existence. But such is the life of a soldier.
Shit. So what'd you do?
To warrant my execution. The official charges I faced after the war were twofold. The first was the destruction of civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne, a battle during which those civilian ships were actively attacking my fleet. The other was ordering the bombing of the Londinian spaceport to halt the spread of the Terramorph outbreak there. The city and its citizens were lost, but countless others likely saved. And for doing what was right, I was put on trial, and my life irrevocably changed.
My god, the UC has been lying all this time.
Captain, please. There are no clean hands in galactic politics.
That's true.
We all do what we must to keep ourselves safe. Which, right now, means finding a way to protect the United Colonies and beyond from additional Terramorph attacks. An effort you and my progeny Hadrian have already made impressive progress on. And I'd like to help, though I am curious. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
Yep, she told me she's her clone, yes.
Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled.
Oh.
But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
Can you tell me more about this cloning program?
It was an attempt by the United Colonies to solidify its own legacy. They were raised by adoptive families made up of displayed but by the time but that's ancient history now.
Okay. Fine, I'm listening.
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams. Helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the Colony War. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Go on.
There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colonies' more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the Colony War ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know.
How can I arrest him and turn him over to the UC?
You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now. Easier for all if you simply blow up his ship and be done with it.
How do I know you're not asking me to kill an innocent man?
Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple cutthroat.
Okay. Why have me do this? Why not hand this over to one of the members of the recovery team?
Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that, perhaps down the line, you might become a part of our team. And this might be something of a tryout.
Okay. I'm not killing anyone, but if he's actually as bad as he claimed, I'll consider bringing him to justice.
If that's what you require to sleep at night, so be it. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There is a star station in the vicinity, the Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Okay. Ay. Alright. Hit.
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
Mission activated. Activities. Okay. Speak to Deputy McIntyre. Sige. Let's go. To Interstellar Affairs. Okay. So let's talk to McIntyre.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy.
Yeah. Deputy, I was not prepared for that.
Surprised me too when I learned it. But the prisoner has proven useful over the years, and kept far from any major decision-making. But I do think it's worth re-emphasizing. No one else can know about this. All right?
Understood. Why hasn't Hadrian been told about
The
this?
Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information. And she certainly doesn't need a distraction from her current, very important work. Which is why I need you to keep this to yourself.
Okay, I'll keep it to myself.
Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss about what we were just discussing?
Yeah, the prisoner told me to deal with a Dr. Orlays. Figured you and I should discuss.
Dr. Reginald Orlays? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlays is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return?
The location of Hadrian's old research team members. Wait, are you actually considering
Allowing
this?
you to kill someone on behalf of the prisoner? Absolutely not. But taking the chance to bring a known criminal to justice? Well, the old man's been right more than a few times in the past. So, what's being put on the table here?
Location of Hadrian's old research team members.
He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive.
Okay.
Now,
Bring him
was there
alive.
anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting?
I'm supposed to head to the Den. Anything you could tell me about it?
The Den? It's a star station, orbiting Wolf, the second star station actually to bear that title. The first one was blown to smithereens by House Varun during the Serpent's Crusade. The place has always acted as a remote strategic hub, primarily for repairing and refueling UC military vessels.
Uh-oh.
But because of its distance from the rest of the UC, things there have always been a little more lax. Patrols included. I can think of worse places in the galaxy for a criminal to hide out.
What are the chances of being lured into a trap?
Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But I don't think you need to be too concerned. This is far from the first name he's handed over, and all previous missions went off largely without a hitch.
Huh.
So while I'd certainly warrant caution, I think you can proceed.
Okay.
Then I'll bid you good day, Captain. And remind you of the importance of discretion.
Of course, of course. I bid you adieu.
Hard.
Hard. Ahem, ahem. Okay. To the NAT station. So hello to the people in chat. How are y'all doing? To the people lurking, how y'all doing? To the people watching on YouTube, how you doing? Spaceport. The archives. The archives. It's the archives. Okay, let's go to... I speak to Captain Martinez. Oh. But I'm exiting the city. Oh shit. But I'm exiting the city. Alright. Ay! Dapat pala yun.
Time to get this ship moving.
Oh! There goes Vasco. Ay! Did it say ano?
There's something I'd like to discuss.
Ah, okay. Sige. When we take off.
Lifting off.
Yeah! Woo! Woo!
Looks peaceful from up here, doesn't it?
Teka. Stop the engines. Parang Sarah wanted to talk to me about some... Saan ba si Sarah?
How are you, Dusty?
How are you? Hello.
Ever since we talked about the Battle of Cassiopeia, I can't get what happened out of my mind.
I could tell it was still bothering
Was
you.
it that obvious?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I could handle these memories, but until I return to Cassiopeia, I'll never be able to put this to rest.
How will traveling to Cassiopeia put your concerns to
The
rest?
last time I saw my crew, their escape shuttle was headed for the planet's surface. I need to find the wreckage to ensure their memories are honored.
Okay, then let me help you.
I would like that. Actually, I need that. One problem, though. Pinpointing the crew's shuttle wreckage is going to be like trying to find a grain of salt in a sandbox. I think we need to start by locating my old campsite on Cassiopeia 1.
Okay, all of the Dauntless escape shuttles were damaged.
The
right?
Dauntless took heavy fire to the docking section during the battle. We had 3 shuttles. One was destroyed, and the other 2 were damaged. There was no other way off the ship.
What eventually happened to the Dauntless?
Shortly after I evacuated, I saw the ship come apart. The UC listed it as lost, so I assume the Dauntless was completely destroyed.
You never told me where you ended up after the battle.
What's there to tell? I survived. My crew didn't. Still, I'll never forget my finger hovering over that launch button. Would I launch safely or explode into a fireball? It turned out that my shuttle had just enough power to allow an emergency landing on the planet's surface.
It's impressive that you soft-landed after an emergency jettison that close to the exosphere.
I wouldn't call what I did a soft landing, but thank you all the same.
Do you think this Do you think putting this to rest will get you back on your feet?
Don't worry, it's not as though I'm coming apart at the seams. It's the conversations we've been having. They dredged up these old memories, and they're a burden.
What do you think about Cassiopeia 1?
It has a breathable atmosphere, indigenous fauna, and maybe a few abandoned mining outposts. Otherwise, it's not populated.
Okay. Or what are you hoping to find at your campsite?
My shuttle should have the telemetry tracking data for the other shuttle aboard. It should give us an idea where it went down. That's if scavengers haven't completely stripped my ship for parts.
Okay, then let's go. Then I'll set course for the Cassiopeia system.
Hold on. I don't know the exact location of my survival campsite. For that, we are going to have to head to Mast and see if we can get the information from my old friend, Admiral Logan.
Okay. I'm sensing tension between you and Admiral Logan.
Your instincts are right on target. Logan and I butted heads more than once during my time with the Navigator Corps. We've never seen eye to eye. Look, I hope this isn't asking too much. Last thing I want to do is drag you into some kind of personal crusade.
Your well-being is important to me.
That's why I'm desperate for your help. Truth is, I'm scared. When I set foot on Cassiopeia, I don't know if I'll be able to handle what I find. If I begin to fall apart, I need someone I can trust to hold me together.
Okay. What are you expecting to
Besides
find?
bad memories? I don't know. I'm trying not to think about it. Not yet.
Okay. I'll have your back.
I know you will. You've always been there when I've needed your help. Why you continue to support me, I'll never understand.
Because, oh, hey!
I don't know what to say.
Say it back.
I've been so busy searching the stars for answers. I've overlooked what's been in front of me all this time. True love. Something I've seriously considered sharing with you for a long time. Just not ready. Not yet.
What about Aja?
Traveling out here with you, I've discovered that friendships change by circumstance. I worked closely with Aja on long space voyages, so we became friendly. When she quit Constellation, the friendship ended. But I'm certain at this point, even if you and I were separated by a great distance, we'd never lose touch.
Aww. You've been critical of yourself for far too long, Sam.
You're right. I have. Hey, anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. I know you have a lot to do. I really appreciate your offer to visit Cassiopeia. Hopefully, it'll bring me the closure that I've needed for far too long.
Alright. Considers you as a friend. Okay. Edi, gawin natin yung ano. Eto. Yeah, set memoriam. In memoriam. Excuse me. Move! Oh my goodness me. Ano tong ayaw gumalaw eh. Can't get out of my way. Get out of my way, man. Okay, so we're going back to New Atlantis, I think. Ay, sige na. To the mast. Okay, proceed to... Okay.
Hey, Hey,
go.
let me know if we're going to head into the well, so I can watch your back.
Yeah, sure. Speak to Admiral Logan.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please. Okay.
Yeah, as a mast, no? At the mast district. $500 credit. Okay. Oh.
Greetings, citizen. Welcome to the UC.
Thanks. Central Command Office of the President Systems Defense.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, man. How you doing, man? How you doing, man?
Sarah Morgan. It's been, what, almost 10 years?
Admiral, it's, good to see you again, sir.
You're not required to address me as sir. That protocol ended the moment you dropped your clusters on my desk, remember?
Look, Admiral, I'm not here to open old wounds.
Old wounds is an interesting turn of phrase, given our past. Listen to me, Commander. I'm not sure why you're here, but whatever it is, why don't you just get to it?
I'm here because I need your help, Admiral.
You need my help. That's interesting. The last time we spoke, you made it quite clear that you were turning your back on the Navy.
That was a decade ago. Things change. People change. Admiral, please. I didn't come here to argue. I'm here to come to terms with my past.
Your past is sitting in a closed file in the archives. That's where you left it when you walked out on the United Colonies. And what about you? Just who in the blazes are you anyway?
Who the fuck are you to ask me that? I'm here to support Sarah.
Very well. Then, as a good friend, perhaps you could kindly explain to me why I shouldn't have the both of you escorted from the building.
With all due respect, Admiral, this is ridiculous. If you have a problem with me, then there's no need to berate my colleague.
I don't have a problem with you, Commander. I'm simply trying to determine why you deserve the Navy's help.
Sarah's here to honor the fallen that served under her command.
That's quite a noble gesture. Is this true, Commander?
It's about Cassiopeia, Admiral. I'm heading back there to find out what happened to the crew of the Dauntless, and hopefully, to bring their legacy home.
That sounds like a dangerous operation. Are you certain it's worth the risk?
I don't know.
Let us worry about the danger, Admiral.
I wish it was that simple. If the Navy gives its blessing for you to undertake this operation, then we assume responsibility. And frankly, I'd never forgive myself if you didn't return.
I appreciate the concern, Admiral. But that crew was my responsibility. No matter how difficult the risk, those men and women are coming home.
I understand. And I believe I owe you an apology, Commander. Our last encounter has obviously distorted my impression of your character. What can I do to help?
If you wouldn't mind allowing me to access the files regarding my rescue, I'd be most grateful, Admiral.
That shouldn't be too difficult. I've sent all the relevant information to you, Slades. Was there anything else?
No, Admiral. Thank you.
You don't need to thank me, Commander. I just hope you find whatever it is you're looking for.
Alright. Let's go to Cassiopeia. Mint jams. Mint jams. Hey, that station. Excuse me. Okay. Where is... See, can we fast travel to the lodge? Real quick. Research ko lang on the barrels. Barrel mods.
I wonder if any discovery reports have come in while we were away.
What? Barrel mods 1. Oh. Okay. Manufacturing 1. Sealand. Oh, damn. Nice. Okay. Right. Okay na yan. Wala na si ano. Who's that girl? Who are you? Okay. Where's, what's her name? What's her face? I forgot her name.
My friend, I sent you a wonderful discussion about old Earth religious beliefs the other day. Did you have time to listen to it? I found it to be very enlightening.
Sure.
I must have missed it. But it's okay, Mateo. I'm reasonably aware of these philosophies.
Where's the woman? I forgot her name. She not here? Oh, there she is.
Ever since I got here, this has felt like home. These people are family. I hope it feels that way for you too. It's been quieter around here ever since Vladimir went to live on the Eye full time. Anything I can learn from is a help.
Yeah. Eto.
Stay safe, okay?
Okay. No update from parents. Okay. Yeah, because maybe we're gonna be the one that saves me. And after
Let me know when you're ready to launch.
Like, I just need to know where to go. Cassiopeia. To Cassiopeia. That close. Mint jams.
Let's put this bird to space.
Let's go. Let's go.
We're locking into orbit now.
Teka. Go. 2, 1, and go!
Grav jump complete.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Good to go for landing.
pleasant to see you.
I can't believe I'm here. It feels like walking into a dream.
How long has it been?
Oh, it's been nearly 20 years, but it feels like a lifetime. Strangely, this place looks exactly the same as I remember it. But that isn't possible, right? Just like a dream.
You got this, Sarah.
Thank you. Right now, I feel like I need all the help that I can get. Phew. Okay, so let me get my bearings for a moment. Yes, this looks correct. Those rock formations nearby look familiar. My old campsite shouldn't be far.
Right. Anything we should be worried about between here and there?
You mean besides the dangerous terrain, vicious fauna, and the chance of getting lost? Nah, we've got nothing to worry about.
I'm ready when you are.
Good. Once we get to the campsite, we'll use that as a starting point to search for the cruise shuttle wreckage. Let's go.
Alright, let's go.
Zeroing in on anything useful?
There's a ship. It says there's a ship there. Hindi ko lang alam kung true yan. Ooh, cobalt. Cobalt. Natural. So this is it. So ito nga yun. Wait, may loot. Speak with Sarah. Alright, so what are we doing up here?
Well, this is it. This is the spot where I spent close to a year waiting for rescue. Not exactly Paradiso, is it?
Can't imagine what it must have been like.
It was difficult and painful. But it kept me alive. It was home. Look at this thing. It's been sitting here rusting. I think we need to grab an emergency power cell to get the ship's computer up and running.
There must be around here somewhere.
Sure, if we're lucky. When I was stranded, I set up a distress beacon powered by emergency power cells. The beacon was up there on the plateau. I guess it's time to start climbing.
Oh, where? Ay. Alright, sige. Ay, oh ano? I forgot nga pala to... Yeah, persuasion. Ay, hindi pa rin. Expert locks. Sige. One more persuasion check, no? Skill check. Okay. Yun na lang next ko yung level up. Okay. Crash site.
Setting up this beacon probably saved my life. Who knows how long I would have been stranded here.
What the hell? Okay. Whoa! 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 Shit! Oh no!
Oh, please don't tell me you're going to eat that.
Where the hell are the other two? You cowards! Ano ba? Ayun. Wait. Di ba yung... Isn't this armor piercing? Why are you running? Oh, it's nickel. Oh shit! Ow! Oh gosh. Whoa! Ow! Uh-oh, I'm gonna die. You son of a bitch. Ano yung iba? I was told it was safe. Boy, was I wrong. Ano yung iba? Come here. Fuck's sake. Oh my gosh. Sige. Heal ko muna sarili ko. Yes, yes, yes. Last bandages. Yes. Okay. I didn't know.
Don't rush the scan. You can't overlook anything found.
You know, aren't those things, I know? Oh, sorry. Whoa.
Show me what you got.
Nice. Oi! Motherfucker's trying to run away. Baban ka. Damn fool. Okay. Analyze the telemetry. Okay. Telemetry data. Okay. Uh-huh. Ship destroyed.
We've located where the other shuttle went down. I can't believe our plan worked.
Nice. You made this all possible.
Well, we're not there yet. But damn, it does feel good. The telemetry data puts the wreckage out of range to hike. We're going to have to head back to the ship and land on a different part of the planet. Let's get going.
Let's go. Yes. Take off. Take off.
Escape trajectory plotted. Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
Eto.
Beginning landing cycle.
Nova Galactic.
Good day, Captain.
Hello, Vasco. Are we going through that thing? Oh my. Structure. There it is, there's the ship. Hey. Copper.
I'd been on this planet under more pleasant circumstances, I might have had more time to appreciate the beauty it has to offer.
Is that thing? Oh, okay. Structure, ship. Okay, looks like we're going to the ship. Whoa! Ow!
Make sure you clean that off before you stow it in your bag.
Will do. To the water. Well, I'm not going to the water. Bro, I have a fear of that shit. Hell no. I ain't that stupid. Ooh, what's this? Whoa! Buti that counts as a kill.
Judging from this debris, the crew's shuttle sustained far more damage than my own. Those poor souls.
Oh, fuck. Where are we going? We're here? Ah, okay. Apollo Fireleaf. Oh, this is it.
This is what's left of the crew's shuttle. But it looks like parts were scavenged and dragged somewhere else. Could there have been survivors?
We'll see. Let's see. Tingnan natin. Let's go up there. Oh! What is this? Someone made an ano?
Shelter. And the fire is still fresh. Is there someone here that's still alive?
Oh, nga. Paano? Someone's still alive? Hello?
Whoa! Oh. I'll shoot if I have to.
Whoa.
Just turn around and leave. I know how to use this thing, and I will.
Oh my god. Who are you?
I'm nobody. Just go away. I'm not going to let anyone take my stuff again. No way. Both of you, just go!
Okay. We're just here for answers, nothing else.
Answers? About what? How do I know you're telling the truth?
Stop it right now. Put away that gun and talk to us. We want to know what happened here.
See? You're not nice at all. I knew it. You're a liar. That's all grown-ups do is lie.
Sarah, let me handle this.
Sorry. I was wrong to get so angry. We are here to help you, and we promise to tell the truth.
I don't know. You're kind of scaring me. Why should I listen to you?
Don't you think that's a strange question, seeing as you're the one pointing the gun at us?
That's because no one is fooling me ever again.
We're here to honor the crew that died on this planet.
The crew? No one's been looking for that crew since before I was born. So tell me another lie. Go ahead.
You were born here? Hold on. Oh my god. Your parents, your mum and your dad, what were their names?
Jenna and Elias. Why?
Jenna and Elias. Private Jenna Marsh and Corporal Elias Obrist. You're their daughter. Listen to me. I knew your parents. They worked with me on the Dauntless. I'm Commander Sarah Morgan.
You're Sarah Morgan? Mom and Dad's captain? My parents used to talk about you all the time. It's like a dream to finally meet you.
What did your parents tell you about Sarah?
My parents told me she was in command of their ship in a huge battle. They said she was a hero and the bravest person they ever knew.
Do you know where they are? Where you are right now?
I know this is Cassiopeia. I've been here since I was born. I know my mother and father were from Gemsun or something like that. I bet it's like 1,000 miles away.
If your parents are around, I'd love to meet them.
Yeah? Well, you're too late. My parents are dead. My father died a long time ago. And my mother, she was killed by those monsters at the graveyard.
Fuck.
It's just me here now. All by myself.
Let me ask you a question. Actually, I don't even know your name.
Oh, yeah. My name's Sona.
Sona. What a lovely name. Sona, you mentioned a graveyard. Is that where the crew is, you know?
Buried? Yeah. It's a bunch of stones with those necklaces like the ones my mom and dad had hanging on them.
Thank you.
Dog tags.
I'm going to talk to my friend here a minute, okay?
Okay, Sarah.
Hey.
Phew. I don't even know where to begin.
Are you gonna be alright?
I'm trying to hold it together. There's just too much coming at me all at once, you know? I'm just so relieved that you're here. There's absolutely no way I could have handled this alone.
Take it slow and give yourself a moment to breathe.
Yeah. That's probably good advice. Oh, there's so much to process. But I don't have time to deal with it right now. If you want to help, then find that graveyard and bring me those necklaces Sona mentioned. I'm hoping they're my crew's gene tags.
Gene tags, okay. I'll head up there right away.
Just be careful. Sona's monsters are undoubtedly hostile life forms that have claimed the graveyard as their territory.
Okay. Oh. Saan kaya mga to? Oh. Chlorine? Saan yung ano? Oh, okay. Over there. Coral bug scavenger. Oh! Holy shit. Oh! Sneak attack for double damage. Structural bone. Hindi ko ma-pick up. Ayan. Whoa. Yan nakalayo pa. Oh lord. Parang malayo pa. Whoa! Hello! There you are. Probably should not have killed them because they're not being hostile, but at the same time... Crash site. Whoa! 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 Traps? Ay, ayaw. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Saan yung last? Oh, there they are. There's the last one. Oh shit. There it is. Okay. Fast travel. Ay! Oo nga, to the crew site. The hell? Ba't ako din... Oh my gosh, ba't ako dinala dito? Oh man. Sige. Sige, you know what? Yung health ko na lang yung next kong ano. Increase your health by 30%. Or... Sige. Yeah. Expert locks. Expert locks. Ay shit. Okay. Oh, this is giving me the creeps, the heebie-jeebies. The creeps, the breaks. Parang tumataas na yung balahibo ko. Oh. Ayan. Okay. We're here. Got him, coach.
No. How many times do I have to say it? I said I don't want to go. Leave me alone.
Sona, calm down and listen to me. It's much too dangerous to stay here all by yourself, darling.
Persuasion?
I don't care. This is my home. You can't make me leave.
We can't leave her here. It's not safe. She has to come back with us to Jemison. Oh, I don't know what to do. Can you talk to her?
Sure. I agree, but we can't force her to come with us.
I know. I'm not proposing we knock her out for God's sake.
What? I never said that.
Look, maybe you can talk some sense into her. Help her make a decision. I'm sorry, I can't do this right now.
I can hear you talking about me. And I don't care what either of you say. I'm not going anywhere.
Look, I'm clearly out of my element here and not in the right state of mind. Could you just talk to her, please?
Okay. Allow Sona to stay, or okay.
Why won't Sarah listen to me?
Don't you? She's worried about
I've
your
been
safety.
alone for a long time, and even when bad people visit, I've been safe. That still doesn't mean I should leave the only home I ever had, does it?
You really think this is the best place for you to live for the rest of your life?
Mom and Dad told me there was a whole universe out there, with thousands of planets. They showed me the maps and the star charts. That does sound pretty cool, but well, it's also kind of scary. It would be hard to leave the only home I've ever known.
You want to find an even better home.
Well, I've always dreamed of finding a place that's safe from the monsters. But leaving Mom and Dad behind, it's really hard. Even though they're dead, I don't want to abandon them.
Even from far away, they'll always be close in there.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought of it that way. I'm sorry I yelled at everybody. I know you and Sarah are just trying to help. I'm going to go get my stuff and then I'll board your ship. Don't worry, I'll stay out of the way until we get, well, wherever we're going.
Okay, let's go.
That poor girl. I hope we've made the right decision.
So it'll be fine.
Oh, I do hope that's true. We're ripping Sona from the only home she's ever known and casting her back into society. It's going to be difficult for her to adjust to the changes. Wherever she ends up, just promise me we'll check on her from time to time, please.
If it'll make you feel, I promise.
Thank you. Look, before we leave Cassiopeia behind, I wanted to say one more thing to you. Perhaps at the overlook we passed on the way here? Okay. I promise it won't take long. Let's go.
Well, I still have 10 more minutes, so let's go. At the overlook. Puta. Okay. Anong gagawin ko dito? Is she gonna push me off?
Look, before we head back to the ship, I wanted to tell you how much of an amazing gift this has been. You had to push me to come out here, and if I hadn't have listened to you, the universe would probably have never known about that little girl.
I'd do anything for you.
And I intend to repay you for that, even if it takes the rest of my life. You know, this is the second time I've been on this world, and until this very moment I never stopped to reflect at just how magnificent it was. Oh, look at this place. This is the reason I'm out here, exploring the stars. Worlds upon worlds, just waiting to have their beauty discovered. Shedding this burden of my past has finally allowed me to open my eyes, wider than they've ever been opened before. And it's all because of you.
Aw, I'm hoping there's much more than simple gratitude tucked away in that statement.
Perhaps. I suppose we'll both have to think about that for a while now, won't we? Well, I suppose it's time to bid goodbye to Cassiopeia once again. This time, under much happier circumstances. Now, let's head back to Jemison. I want to give those gene tags you gathered to Admiral Logan and figure out what we're going to do with Sona.
Okay. But first, we're gonna do the Martin Scorsese. But yeah, screenshot. Screenshot. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay. Ay, we can, no. Head back to the ship. Because maybe we're
After you,
gonna be
Captain.
the one that saves me. And after...
Struts retract. Let's get out of here. Stay in orbit or jump. Your call.
Hello, Captain. We pose no threat here. I'm making another run out of New Atlantis, taking Universals out in the stars. To get closer to God and to appreciate the galaxy and all its majesty.
Mm-hmm. What's involved in your pilgrimage?
We grav jumped to a few different systems. We're lucky to have some pilgrims who have never been off-world. Seeing so many marvels can be a life-changing experience.
Yeah, it's nice to encounter something peaceful.
Space travel is dangerous, but fortunately, most ships don't engage us. Whether it's respect for our religious beliefs or the fact that we carry only passengers, I don't know. Have you ever felt something spiritual while traveling the stars? I've jumped dozens of times, and I still don't know I've had the revelation that Keeper Aquilus describes. But I'll keep jumping.
Okay. It's hard not to feel something profound traveling the
I
stars.
completely agree. It was a pleasure talking with you. We have to be going.
Okay.
But I hope God watches over you out there in the stars.
You too. Oh! I think we hit something. Okay. Alpha Centauri.
I will never get tired of that.
Security. Prepare to be scanned for contraband. And complete. Enjoy your stay in New Atlantis.
Thanks. Ano ba? R. To New Atlantis. How long have I been playing the game? Parang tagal.
So, were you eating at the Sagebrook? Or is it just a quick snap from the Terra Brew?
Oh, she's smiling. Oh, never mind. Admiral Logan, so we're going to the mast, diba? Yeah. Oh.
Keeping the skies safe out there?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes?
Yes.
The loss of life, the damage to the spaceport. The costs of this attack are greater than I think we realize. Welcome back. Did you find your answers?
Yep. We found our answers and we also found these gene tags.
Not only that, but we found someone there, alive. A child born from 2 of the crew that survived the crash. After her parents died, that poor girl spent years surviving on that hostile world, alone. We abandoned her, Admiral. We let her down.
I'm sorry. I had no idea. How could we have possibly known?
No apology is... No apologize to us, apologize to Sona.
Sona. Is that her name? She must be a remarkable young woman.
She's extraordinary, Admiral. And I'm afraid the United Colonies let her down.
You're absolutely right, Sarah. We did let her down. One thing that I can assure you is that the names of these men and women will never be forgotten. I'll see to it personally.
Thank you, Admiral.
Good luck to both of you. It's been an honor.
Once we're done here, we should have a little talk with Sona. Poor thing's waiting for us at the lodge.
Okay. Speak to Sona. Last thing na siguro yan, diba?
Yes.
We'll end the stream. Okay, Nat Station. Ay! Why Nat Station? Dapat Tuala's office. Mali. The lodge. Alright. So this is where we left her, in the lodge.
As much as I'm eager to explore the universe, there's nothing quite like the feeling of returning home.
Siguro she could stay at my parents' house? No.
We should probably talk.
Okay.
There you are. I was wondering when you'd come and say hi to me.
Hello, Sona. I see you found your way to the lodge without any trouble.
Yeah, it was kind of hard though. All these people around. Never seen so many people in my entire life.
How'd you find your way here on your own?
Sarah gave me directions. She's really good at that. Riding that gnat thing was super cool. It was like magic or something. Like something from the stories Mom used to read. But the hardest part was having everyone staring at me. All these people in one place. It's kind of scaring me. I don't know why.
Don't worry. No one's gonna hurt you.
They sure won't. They have to catch me first.
It's true. You're one of the toughest people I've ever met. So, what do you think? Do you like it here, Sona?
At the lodge? Yeah, this place is huge. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. You must be like a bazillionaire, Sarah.
Oh, don't I wish? This place isn't mine alone. It belongs to everyone who's a part of Constellation. And I think it should belong to you too, Sona. I want you to stay here and make this your home.
Whoa. Does that mean I get to go exploring with both of you? Or wait, do I get my own ship?
How about you give yourself a little time to grow, then we'll talk.
Exactly. And don't worry, at the rate you're growing, it won't be long until you're grav jumping to unexplored star systems on your own ship.
I understand. Oh, and don't worry, I learn real fast, so you better get ready to have another member of Constellation signing on for missions.
I can't wait.
Well, anyway, thanks for letting me stay here. I promise I won't let either of you down.
I'm sure that you won't. Well, I think we should let Sona get settled. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to visit the Colony War Memorial now. I want to pay my final respects.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, see you around, Sona. Catch you on the flip side. And tinatawag na ako to eat. See, wait. Let's go to the memorial, to the war memorial. To the war memorial. Ano, tongue twister ako dun ah. Grabe. Ano ba? Quick saving freezes the game then.
Look at this. All these people. Their entire lives distilled down to names on a memorial. I wonder how close I came to being reduced to just a name.
You should be proud of everything you've accomplished since the war.
I am proud. I was simply too foolish to realize it until you changed my perspective.
I only say these things because I care about you,
And
Sarah.
I care about you too.
Oh!
There's obviously some kind of a connection between us that I think we need to discuss. Just let me have another moment here, and then we can head over to the waterfall, so we can talk in private.
Oh! Sige. Sige lang.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. To the waterfall. Gano'n kalayo ba yung waterfall na yan? Down there. Okay. Dito sa mast station.
Next time, use your jetpack.
I don't have one. I don't have the skill to use one. Spaceport. Oh my gosh, can we end this right now? No, we cannot. Oh. Saan pa yung lintik na waterfall? Oh my gosh. Waterfall promenade. Dito yung papuntang the well. Okay. That's cool.
Nope, no way.
Nope. Okay.
When things at the lodge are too much, I love coming to this spot to just sort of, I don't know, melt away for a while. It's lovely here, isn't it? I've been from one end of the settled systems to the other, but this place, this exact spot, there's nowhere else like it in the galaxy.
It's absolutely beautiful.
I knew you'd appreciate it. I usually come up here to mull over some of the heated debates we have at Constellation. You'd be surprised how many decisions I've made on this very spot.
This seems the ideal place to focus.
That's actually why I asked you to meet me up here.
Oh?
I was hoping we could talk about something very important.
Oh? I hope nothing seriously wrong.
No, not at all. Just let me get all of this out. I have a lot to say.
Okay.
It's about my return to Cassiopeia.
Uh-huh.
What we learned about Sona has been constantly replaying in my mind. Maybe it sounds crazy, but that young girl's isolation feels like a reflection of my own life.
But you're not alone. You have me.
Maybe. But for how long? I've spent my life surrounded by all sorts of people. Constellation, the Navigator Corps. Hell, even the UC military. Despite that, no matter how hard I've tried to make them a part of my life, they tend to drift away and disappear.
None of that is your fault.
Are you sure? For
Yes.
all we know, it's in my nature to keep people at arm's length. Or worse, push them away.
Oh, forget the past. Focus on what you have right now.
Right now? Are you talking about Constellation?
No, you
Or
fool.
what exactly are you saying?
Talking about me. I'm saying now and forever.
Sorry, I just need a moment to gather my thoughts. I know you want to have a serious relationship. You want to become close.
Yeah.
So, if you're willing to take that leap of faith with someone like me, then I'm ready to do the same.
Nice. I've been more than willing for a long time.
You're something truly special. You know that? You've helped me conquer my self-doubt, my confidence, hell, everything. For the first time in my life, I feel complete. And with you by my side, I'm convinced that feeling will last forever. You're the best thing that's happened to me in my life. I love you.
Oh,
always.
Let's go. Nice. Okay. Considers you an ally. Nice. Alright. So with that, we shall end it here. So yun na nga. Quick outro na to because I have to go. Then thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Appreciate all y'all stopping by. Yeah, tomorrow we'll continue with more of the same. More of Starfield. Yeah. So yeah. Bye Trish. Yeah, so yun. Siguro we can read Zam. Yeah. Bahala na kayo kung anong... Sige. Sige na. Sige natin yung read message. Yan. Sige. Raid na lang natin si Zam. Saan ba to? Zam JC. Yan. Sige. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Again, thank you to everyone, to Misa, to Joe, to Trish, and to everyone else. Yeah, so ingat kayo lagi. And to ano pala, to Stephanie Ninang Stefa for the read. Appreciate siya. Yeah, ingat kayo lagi. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye!
Uy, what's up, Vic? Thank you for the raid.
Hello, Vic. We good?
What's up? What's up?
We good?
Oh, Starfield.
Are we good na? We good?
I think ghost event lang yun.
Okay, again? Kala ko devil. Taro.
What's up? I'm playing Phasmophobia right now with Antimaya, Bamu, and Jehan.
Hello.
A while ago with J-Balls.
Okay.
Kaso wala, mahina si J-Balls.
Magdodraw na ako, guys. Go.
Go.
The moon. Pero okay. cool. Uy.
Ubus na sanity mo
Wheel
niya.
of Fortune,
Sa kanya
bumaba.
lang. Sa kanya lang pala yun. Sa Wilder.
Oo, sa kanya lang.
Ayan na, okay na, okay na. Sanity below 25.
Hermit. Hindi, kukunin ko lahat para ano, baka
Sige,
makuha ko. Hermit.
Kamusta? Eto.
High Priestess.
Nakaabang ng ilulup na ghost kung meron na.
The Sun.
Sun? Ano yung sun?
Devil.
Oh shit.
Yung sa...
Hermit.
Oh, bumulong.
Mag-haunted, di ba?
Trap siya dun.
Last one, Hangman. Apat.
Oh,
Full,
shit!
Full.
Ah, okay.
Is the full.
Napaho?
Huh? Okay tayo guys, let's go. Good. Sino ba?